Can you tell when you're not forgiving? I mean, do you have the ability to recognize when you are trickling down the road of resentment, anger, bitterness, vengeance, revenge? Are you self aware enough to detect the signs in your body? Well, today is day number 18 of our forgiveness challenge. And listen, we are digging into it. I'm going to deliver to you some vital tips that's going to help you on this journey and lifestyle of forgiveness. You got to be able to read yourself, y'all. All right? So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go. All right, welcome back. So let's jump right on in, y'all. So on this forgiveness challenge, two main things that I am endeavoring to empower you in. One is eliminating blame. We have to detach our emotions, our thoughts, our feelings, our opinions. We have to detach ourselves from the person and the situation, because if we're blaming the person, if we put any onus on the person, it will rob us of our healing, and that will defeat the whole purpose. This is all about your healing. This is all about your well-being. Remember, we talked so much about freeing ourselves of anxiety and stress and how unforgiveness just rips our bodies apart and mental anguish. We're ridding ourselves from all of that. So it's very important for us to, you know, allow the person, that's a part of the letting go, allow that person to just be kind of moved off the screen of our mind so that we can focus on our personal development. Is that okay? The second thing is judgment. Listen, y'all, judgment is a dangerous thing because oftentimes we don't realize that we're judging with faulty information. The word judgment literally means that, we make a decision or hold an opinion based on available knowledge or available information. The key word is available information. So, what if someone does something and the only information you have is based on the belief systems that is running around inside of you? Huh? That leads us to make faulty judgments. Here we go. Case in point. There's a big difference in a person speeding by you and cutting you off to take an exit because he's a ruthless jerk, or a person that is, yeah, they are literally speeding and driving recklessly, but maybe they took a laxative this morning and it might not end well. Okay? All right? Does that make sense to you? So the knowledge that you are privy to, the information that you have, it makes a world of a difference in how we are supposed to proceed. And we got to admit, y'all, most of the time, we have the wrong information. How many times has something happened and then later on you found out why something was done and you went, oh, okay. Huh? See, if we remember the stop technique, if we stop, take a breath, observe the situation, observe what's going on inside of you, pull back so that you can see the full perspective, and then proceed in a healthy way, in a understanding way with empathy. You see, if we do that, the same information that we got later on, is possible that we can come upon that right in the moment. Does that make sense to you guys? So it's important that we use these tools so that we're not judges. You know what I mean? We're not walking around just judging everybody because of what we see or hear on the surface. That's not a good way to live, y'all. And come on, that's just too much burden and weight for us to carry. Who wants that? I introduce a exercise to you. All right, what we're going to do, this is just an aspect of cognitive behavioral therapy, and it's something that we all can do, right? And it is addressing cognitive distortions. See, the examples that I used a little while ago, like the man in the car cutting you off and all that, and your thoughts about it, your assumptions. See, those are cognitive distortions. Your thoughts, your views, your opinion, your perspective of the situation is distorted. And most of the time it's distorted because you don't have the correct information, right? Some cognitive distortions are referred to as black and white thinking. It's like this. Well, I'm an African American man. I go into a store and I'm looking at clothes and I notice a white salesman following behind me. Black and white thinking says it's this or that, this or that, this or that, right? So black and white thinking would have me see this man walking behind me, and I assume that if he's walking behind me, it's because he's a racist. I'm black, he's white, I'm in a store, he's following behind me because I'm a racist. However, what if he's following behind me because someone that he knows said, hey, check out this real cool video, man. I think you like this dude on YouTube. He's pretty cool. And he's been watching my YouTube videos. And I walk into the store and he's like, hey, I think that's Coach Will Lane. Yeah, let me make sure I'm going to introduce myself to him and tell him, man, I love your videos. You know, what if, can you see how badly things can go wrong? So I turn around to this guy who is appreciating my work and finds value in what I do. And then I go off on him thinking that he's following me because he's prejudiced. Can you see the danger in that? That's black and white thinking with an assumption and also overgeneralization. Hey, if he's white and I'm black, I'm in the store shopping and he's following me, it gotta be because of this. You understand? It's an overgeneralization. And we live like that, guys. We have to admit it. And I'm giving you these tools so that we can be more self-aware and so that we can not be the judge. We can stop assuming what's going on inside of people. And we can take a moment and find out the truth if it's even necessary. Does that make sense? So how do we challenge these cognitive distortions? You know what? It's very simple. And it's going to require you dropping the judge hat, okay? It's going to require you, this is a challenge, it's going to require you eliminating the emotions of feeling like a victim or feeling taken advantage of. Because when you challenge a cognitive distortion, the purpose is so that you can debunk that distortion as the absolute truth. Now, is it possible that there is another reason why he's following me other than because he's a racist and he thinks I'm gonna steal something? Is it possible? Could it possibly be another reason? Even if it's not the YouTube reason. Could it possibly be, maybe I dropped my wallet and he picked it up and he doesn't want to just run up on me, but he's waiting till I kind of, slow down a little bit so that he can give it back to me. Is it possible that it could be several other reasons than the reason that you assume with your limited information? Is that possible? Sure it is, of course. So as we proceed, I would like for you to practice that. Capturing your thoughts. Remember rumination? Remember in day 1 of the challenge, we talked about rumination. I want you to take a time and evaluate what you are experiencing, what's going on inside of you. You're seeing the person's action. Add some other possibilities. Is it possible? That's what you want to ask yourself. When you're like, they did this because of that. Ask yourself, well, is it possible? And it's not even that you're trying to justify the actions. You are in the process of debunking your thought, which is leading you down the road of resentment. The whole purpose is for you to bring that thought down some pegs. You know what I mean? If it's like, it's gotta be this because they did that because of this. You're not a mind reader. You can't predict what they did with their actions and their intent. You cannot do that. You don't have that ability. So when you bring other possibilities into the mix, they could be totally ridiculous. Maybe he's coming to my area because before I came into the store, he was standing in a certain spot. He remembers that, well, when he was in his staff meeting, they told him, you have to make your rounds. You need to. The camera is seeing you just stand in one spot. So we need to see you move around the store. What if he has instructions that have nothing to do with me? Does that make sense? So that's me adding all types of piling on possibilities. And with every possibility that I add on that does not equal resentment and bitterness and anger and rage and vengeance and I'm black and that's why it's happening, it's the man trying to hold me back. Every possibility that I add that brings that down, I'm in a much better emotional state, guys. I am in a much healthier state. And that is what is most important. Does that make sense to you? So your assignment today, guys, is to debunk some of your cognitive distortions. Present yourself with some possibilities that may bring the thoughts and the feelings and the emotions you have down a peg or two. See, when we're talking about black or white thinking, See, I want you to understand just how simple and how quick it works, and it's all about our belief system. We have judgments built in us because of past hurts, because of our environment. Judgments passed down to us that says, if this happens, it's because of that. You understand? If this happens, treat it this way. If that happens, treat it that way. And I want to teach you that it's all about the meaning and the perspective you add to it. So if you look at this video right here, how many of you would get angry at this baby? How many of you would have some choice words for this baby for this? All right, the same action, how many of you would feel totally different with this woman here? This was you being vomited on, huh? See, it's the same action, but our meaning that we attach to it determines our thoughts, our emotions, our feelings, our whole state of being. So I want us to practice that. Can we do that? I'm looking so forward to it. Remember, guys, I invite you to leave some comments in the comments section. Please do. Thumbs up, your likes. You know, I want to hear what you think. If this is beneficial, if you're finding value, come on, let me know. All right? And remember to share with your friends, share with your family, share with people that you feel like will be blessed by this content. And remember, come on, subscribe, because it really does help the channel out. The support is much appreciated, guys. All right? So I will see you tomorrow on day number 19. We're almost there, y'all. Let's go. Coach Will out. See ya.